First of all, Coach, do you mind being called Coach or Richard? Because I know some coaches prefer to be called by their first name. And if I'm not a player, don't call me Coach.
You can call me what you want. I've been quite flexible with the boys this year so far for obvious reasons. Taking over midterm and then that. But yeah, obviously going forward next year, we'll have to implement some stuff.
So yeah, congratulations. I mean, today you've been named officially the OCSC coach after being an assistant. And then you became, since 2019, then you became the interim coach mid-season. And then it was announced that you are officially the coach. How's this process been for you since then, since you took over until now?
Yeah, obviously excited to be given the opportunity. I think the process has been one that I haven't had much time to really think about, really. I'm obviously leading the team and being given the news that, Braden would be leaving us. You have to get on with work pretty quick. There was no time to really rest on our laurels, so to speak. So we were straight into it 2 days after against a tough San Diego team away on the road, and we managed to come out of that one with a victory, and things have gone pretty fast since then. So the team are in a good spot, really enjoying working with them so far, but we've still obviously got some work to be done.
So the way I see it, taking over mid-season is a risk. I mean, it cannot be the most desirable situation, because if the impact and the results are not there, that won't reflect well on you. So, and you're also, becoming a head coach for the first time professionally. So I'm sure you have to take a quick decision in regards of taking over. Who do you chat this over with? Someone in your family, friends, colleagues? How do you come out to say, you know what, I'll do it?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously just the responsibility of that I have to the club as assistant coach is to, take over definitely in the short term once the head coach is relieved. So that was, something that I felt obligated to do in that respect. And then I think it's a case of obviously seeing how it goes. Being head coach of the organisation was something that was a long-term goal. Didn't know when that would come and when the opportunity might come, if ever. So for me, it was just a case of, being given the opportunity to lead it in an interim fashion, seeing how that goes, taking it game by game, week by week. And luckily for us all that, me included, we've gone on a really strong run. I inherited already the staff in place, a top drawer. So that was great for me. I have some wise old owls in here, so to speak, that I lean on a lot for a lot of direction and mentorship, and it's worked out really well so far. So I think just things as they naturally got going, it became more apparent that I would like to try and give it a run long term, and obviously the club felt the same way. So delighted to have got that done. Got that done this week. Yeah.
So you finished your career as a player in 2018, and now have been the coach, like we mentioned before, since then, moving at a fast pace, 36 years old. Talk a little bit about that growth and transition from being inside the pitch and now from the outside looking in. How much do you miss it? How do you reminisce at that time now that being on the side?
Yeah, I mean, it is totally different. I think for any football player, having to step away from the field is a difficult time in their lives. It was something I'd planned for and prepared for many years before it actually occurring. So I think emotionally, it was obviously difficult, but like I said, it was something I'd planned for. I'd already done sort of badges and coaching badges, and started a sports science degree in Manchester in England to try and transition into that side of the game, and then given the opportunity to be assistant here and support Braden, having been his captain the year before, was something that I was excited to do. A lot of planning goes into any season, but there's not much time again to put the feet up and rest. You just straight into it. And I love the game. I've been in the game since I was a little boy. It's all I know. It's, I suppose I have a master's, so to speak, in this game. So that's my degree, so to speak. And it was nice to, give back a little bit of something of the knowledge that I've picked up along the way. So small little things such as coaching younger teams in a local club while I was still playing, just to get out there on the fields. And it was actually my boys' team. So, spending them moments with the younger players, first and foremost, getting your messages across, teaching them, being a mentor to them, leading them at the weekend was a humbling and a great experience. And it put me in a good position to just go straight into it with these guys. And listen, it's not all about me. It's also about the players and the squad that we had. I obviously played with a number of the players that are still in the playing squad now. But every single one of them has been top drawer since I came in as a coach, first of all as an assistant, and again as a head coach, and a lot of credit goes to them guys.
So maybe in another 4 more years we'll get that PhD then.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have time to go back to finishing the sports science degree. But yeah, I think listen, this game's always teaching us something. We're never done learning. Every game, every day. So it's why we love it so much.
So now you have won the last 6 games in a row, one of them including last weekend's playoff game. What have you figured out that made that change happen? I mean, you guys had like about 3 losses when you took over, not in a row, but in between those. But now it seems like the last 6 games, you guys have found that rhythm, that style of game that maybe you're looking for. What have you figured out?
Yeah, I think since we took over, it's been sort of, I think that was the 14th game maybe at the weekend. So only 3 losses in 14 is strong. But the last 6, yeah, it's been 6 wins on the bounce and 3 points in every one. I think we've just been really strong defensively. We have a group of players that's willing to put in the hard yards and do what a lot of people call in the game, the dirty side of the game or the hard part of the game. But what we say in our coaching staff, it's the winning side of the game. Ultimately, it's the side of the game that picks up your points, and you see 1 goal in 6. There's been moments in them 6 games that we've rode our luck a little bit, and you need that in this game. But you create your own luck. I'm a firm believer of that. But we've showed, I think, again, even at the weekend, going down to 10 men, that we have a resilience about us. We have a winning mindset and a mentality, and that's something that we've really focused on building into the group since we walked through the door to do the job permanently. And the boys have, like I said, taken it all in the stride, and a lot of credit has to go to them guys, because they're the ones out there putting it into practice.
So talking about that game against Colorado, Rod gets sent off at the 31st minute. In your debut as a coach in the playoffs, how much of the game plan did that affect? What changed at that moment for you? Because not only he gets sent off, but it's one of the defensive men that you have in there. So how?
Yeah, I mean, it's not an unwritten rule, so to speak, but it's not really something. If you've got the options to try and keep your back 4 together throughout a game, you normally take that option, because that's the one unit out there that you can play games and play a lot of games and see games out, and you don't really want to upset that balance. Obviously, we have a game plan going into every game, and to go down to 10 men wasn't in that game plan, so to speak. That's not the way you want to go about, obviously, trying to win a game, especially a playoff game. But listen, these things happen. And like I said, we've built a resilience around the team. And that includes, obviously, everybody from coaching staff to medical staff, the whole staff. And I think everybody was calm and collected. We sat down, we hashed a plan out in a very quick amount of time. We got Kobe Henry on the field within probably 90 seconds from that decision going on, which was huge. It meant that we could get another centre back on next to Orozco as soon as possible. And yeah, we had to sacrifice a midfield player and a creative one at that in Canungas, who was doing well in the game, but was carrying a yellow card. So, I think the plan was to keep it tight, trying to get to half time and see where we were at. could we nick a goal from a set play or from a counter attack? And luckily for us, you know, a long throw in and a fantastic finish by Ronaldo Damas finds the back of the net, and we find ourselves going in at halftime in a good position.
So, and yeah, talking about the learning experiences, is this something that you kind of will start foreseeing and be ready for it if it happens again? I mean, we don't want that to happen, but obviously you have to outweigh all the situations, the scenarios. Is this something that you'll start foreseeing from now on? Maybe, you know, you don't want to openly say it, but to your players, because you don't want them to do it. But is that something that you learn now? Like, is this something that I'll have to watch out for?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think obviously we've all been in the game long enough to know there's different ways to skin a cat, so to speak. And, you know, there's a very simple structure in a 10 is to go to a 4-4-1. There's many other ways to do that if you need to get a little bit more attacking or a little bit more defensive. But for us, I just think it's about obviously the group taking on board the basic principles and foundation of what we get from success, which is obviously to do the winning side of the game, like I spoke about, you know, that discipline to sit in a tight group, to be compact and organised, to back each other up. If one gets beaten, the next man jumps out, to block crosses, to throw bodies on the line. And that's something that, you know, this group has in abundance. It has been built over the past 13, 14 games for sure, since we've come in, because before that we were in a little bit of a negative state of confidence, I think, just with the run of results we were on. So it kind of gave us all a fresh start with the change in Braden leaving, and the group took it upon themselves to really, you know, push forward and push on and put the club in a great position. And we've come over so much in them 13, 14 games as well, you know, poor referee decisions, 9 minutes, 10 minutes of extra time in some games, scoring late against Auckland, you know, conceding late and coming back against Vegas. It's, you know, we've come over every challenge that's been put in front of us, and I'm confident, you know, that we're in a really healthy place going into Saturday.
I have a couple of more questions. You guys played this Saturday against the Auckland Roots. You guys have fared pretty well against them throughout the season, but we know that the postseason things might not go the same way. So things change for some reason. So what are you expecting from them this Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, Auckland are a really good team. I think they took a while to get going. I think that's clear to see from the fixtures and the results that they got at the start of the year. But listen, they're in a really good position. They've done, you know, congratulations to them on making the playoffs after such a tough start. And there was a lot of things going on off the field for them as well. So, you know, they've gone through some adversity themselves. They know what that feels like, and they've come out the other side stronger. A little bit like ourselves on that front. They're a team that can play. They're obviously a physical team, and they're a team that have, out of the 4 games, yes, we have won 4 against them, but every single game has been really close. Especially the 2 at home that we've played them. They've pushed us right to the limit. Obviously, you're scoring late in one and running out 1-0 in the other game. So we're expecting it to be competitive. It's a playoff game, and it's a one and done mentality sort of thing. And, you know, they'll be coming to town, no doubt, baying for a bit of blood after 4 defeats from us so far this season. For us, again, it's about a mindset of understanding that we've done that job, but we've got a lot of work to go in the new game, in the new chapter that we have in front of us, which is playoffs. And we know that if we don't turn up on the day, then that'll be our season over.
And lastly, with Rob out, I mean, we saw the adjustments that you made in that last game against Colorado. What do you expect to happen for this game against Auckland? Is that closer to what you want to do again, or you haven't decided yet how are you going to replace Rob?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Rob's going to be a big loss for us. He's been outstanding this season. He's a big character for us at the back. He's physical and he can deal with them aerial duels really well, along with his quality with the ball. So he'll definitely be a loss. But we have a really strong squad. I have confidence in the roster and who we have. You know, they've all played a part in this last 14 game run, so to speak. And I'll have no problem, putting whoever in that they'll perform and they'll deliver what they need to deliver for the team. We haven't decided fully yet which way we're going to dress it up in respect to, you know, potential formation change or, you know, who we bring in. But we're looking at different ways. We'll have a good look at it tomorrow on the training field, and we'll go with the way we feel will best win us again.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations once again, and good luck this Saturday.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Take care.
No worries.